Hello and a very warm welcome to this episode. Now in this episode we're going to concentrate on making tax digital, MTD for income tax, and the idea here is look at some solutions that have just come to market that are going to help you make sure that you're compliant for MTD. Now it's only fair that we look at basically the new solutions. So Xero have just released what they're calling Simple. And we're also going to have a look at QuickBooks or revisit QuickBooks as sole trader product. Now, if I'm completely honest, actually, in my world, I think the Simple is more relatable to the Simple Start solution, which is QuickBooks' first entry into the world of QuickBooks Online. But I think it's only fair that we look at MTD versus MTD. So, unfortunately, QuickBooks is at a disadvantage on this one, but we're going to see how it compares because we're paying pretty much the similar price for this. So it probably is a nice comparison to look at, but let's not waste any more time. Let's roll the intro. Let's have a look at what this new Simple does by Xero, and then we're going to have an opportunity to see which is right for you and your business when it comes to MTD. Roll the intro. Hello, my name is Aaron Patrick. I am a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer with a fancy new logo, that QuickBooks chap on the internet, head of accounts here at Boffix, and also your friendly podcaster who goes live each and every Monday morning for Ask the Accountant. Now in today's video, it's really straightforward. We're going to compare, we're going to duke it out, we're going to fight it out with Xero Simple and QuickBooks Sole Trader. Now, one of my favourite things about the world of MTD is it's made those software providers out there think about what solutions they have available and how they can better it for the end consumer, me and you having a business, right? And this is where I really love the idea that we're getting new innovations coming to it. You look at QuickBooks Sole Trader, yes, it has some flaws here and there, and I'm the first to criticise, well, why doesn't it do this and why doesn't it do that? But when you look at it from, just a prospect of a brand new solution, it's absolutely amazing. It's got so much cool features in there. It's going to make actual doing MTD an absolute breeze. So I'm really excited to see what Xero's got under their sleeve, ready to be able to tackle the likes of QuickBooks Sole Trader going forward. And I was lucky enough to go to an MTD event the other day where I got QuickBooks and Xero going on stage saying how great those products are. It'll be great to see how that actually reflects in real life. So without further ado, let's go straight into this one and let's have a look at QuickBooks Sole Trader versus Xero Simple. Now the first thing to do is look at the Simple Xero. So I'm in the area now where I get to kind of set up it as well. And you can see straight away that this is the Simple version just here. They have a naming structure with Xero: Simple, Ignite, Grow and Comprehensive. So what you'll see here is what it gives you. So with the Simple version, you get to send quotes and 10 invoices. I don't like that, if I'm honest with you. It only goes up to 20 if you go to Ignite. I hate those restrictions. Something that'll always be a case of, and QuickBooks just introduced a very similar solution. So Xero are not alone in this one, or similar restriction, but yeah, it's something I just don't like. You get to reconcile bank transactions. Ironic really, because Xero doesn't offer reconciliation processes yet. They're in America at the moment. Hopefully they'll be coming here to the UK very soon, but currently we don't have access to them in the UK. But they're promoting it here, but we'll see. Making tax digital for income tax ready. That's what we like to see. That's the whole point of this video. HubDoc capture receipts, which is good to see. So HubDoc is their solution for being able to do that OCR technology and extract from there. It's a separate app, so you kind of have to switch between the two. But hey, it's free, so you can't complain. And then there's some cash flow and business snapshots and reporting on offer. And that is all she wrote for the world of Simple. There's no add-ons available for you, so there's no optional add-ons that you can put in the Simple one. So let's continue to bill in, say who the Boffix is, confirm purchase, and off we go. All right. So what that should mean then is my new company is ready to rock and roll. So I can go in, go through my sale process, next. Interesting, it's giving me the option for VAT. So if I did have VAT, I could use that on here as well. But I'm going to say no, none. Skip this step, not interested in invoice. I'm allowed to send 10 anyway, so no, skip that step. Don't need to worry about adding more users. Upgrade. Why was trying to upgrade already? I just bought this. I'm like, oh no, let's get around to upgrade it. In fairness, it's because it's talking about foreign exchange, but now I can ignore that. Yeah, let's just use the standard one. That's fine by me. Yes, continue anyway. Next. Finish. I wish Jax would leave me alone, but nope, it's very insistent. And there we have it. We're into Xero. Now, this is going to be either amazing news for people or frustrating news for other. But the frustration for me, my side of things looking in, is this is exactly the same as normal Xero. In fact, it is the exact same solution. Nothing extra, nothing to help the consumer. Because when we look at how QuickBooks Online Trader is set up and what it looks like when it's done, it's a completely different experience. In fact, let's look at that now so we can compare. So that was Xero. We're pretty much setting up a full-blown Xero license, albeit a little bit cheaper with more restrictions and a few things taken away from us. Let's have a look what happens when we create a new sole trader account. So let's call this one as well Simple Start. Just make up an email address for it. And here's the versions of QuickBooks available. So I've got QuickBooks Advanced, QuickBooks Plus, Essential, Simple Start, and Sole Trader. And Sole Trader is the one I'm in. And it's actually currently a little bit cheaper, but it's not much more. It does give the option to add payroll, but I don't believe you can add payroll to Sole Trader, so that's weird. But then I get to the point where I can place my order. So straight away, that's way much quicker than it was setting up that original one, right? So I've already set this up. And then if I open up my Simple Start, just here, then I've got to go through the setup process. So I press Start, I press Next, I say what I'm in. So it's actually asking what my industry was, which is nice to see. Is it my main source of income? So it's asking me some tax-related income. Press Next. Say it's a sole trader, which I don't believe... Oh, it didn't. No, in fact, it did ask me if I was a sole trader. That's fine. Push me to add my bank account now. Actually, I'm not going to add it now. We'll explain why later. And push me to consider using the app as well. Nice, done. Everything's done. Press Let's Go. And the key factor here is... that felt quicker, but I don't think there's much in it. I just feel like Xero's asking you way too much information for a sole trader that it needs to, but that's fair enough. And it didn't actually ask me anything relating it to being a sole trader, like what my income streams were and stuff like that, to help with the tax calculation. But here though, what it's doing is it's giving me an opportunity to come straight into a whole new product, a product designed for simplicity. And that's where I think the main big difference between sole trader and Xero's Simple is ever going to be, is because, well, it's called Xero Simple, but actually it's exactly the same product. There's no differences here. There's no simplification of this. This is just a simpler price point. I don't know. I don't know what we're supposed to do here. But anyway, this is the kind of solution we've been put in. So let's say then that this is the QuickBooks side of things, nice little dashboard. Left-hand side is all the information that I'll need. And then let's concentrate on the Xero side. So straight away, I think it's a win for QuickBooks in the simplicity of setting it up, asking the right questions, what I like to see. And when I'm presented with it, a much cleaner, simplified UI for me to work with. Let's look at the Xero side of things though. So from the Xero side of things, it wants me to add my bank account, definitely 100%. Now in the real world, definitely add a bank feed. That's exactly what you want to do. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to upload a bank account. So I'm going to call it just bank. And I'm going to add that account. Oh no, sorry, bank. Why do I need to give it my bank number? What's it going to do? Whatever, so there's bank number as well. Right, add account. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to import a statement. Select my statement. Oh. Okay, so it has to be CSV only. All right. That's annoying. But let's update that, shall we?
A few moments later.
All right. So now select file. Sorry, you can have other files, but you can have the QuickBooks file format. So it knows how to do QuickBooks file format, but not Excel. But yeah, anyway, let's just go in and bring in the bank statements. Nice, press next. It's telling me the column heading for date, preview, what's that going to be? Transaction date, yeah, I'm happy with that. It's not bringing that in, which I would imagine it should do. It should give me the description, that's fine. Debit. Why can't I tell it's a debit? Where am I looking? Oh, right. So Xero doesn't understand debits and credits. Okay. Surprised about that, but hey ho. So let me go in and do that for it, because, you know, obviously
A few moments later.
we're asking too much of ye old Xero by expecting it to understand what a debit and credit is.
A few moments later.
But don't worry, I'm more than au fait at using Excel and doing that for it. So I am now going to have to go backwards, select the file, bring this different file in, press next. This time around, transaction date. Didn't remember that I said this was a description, but that's fine. I can do that for it. I can tell it what to do. Don't you worry about that. It still thinks balance is its transaction amount. No, no build. But that should be a transaction amount there, right? Okay. Call it debits and credits. Hopefully in time it's learnt that going forward. And basically it's giving you a bit of a thing. Brilliant. Press next. Line breaks for transaction fields have been removed. Huh? What? Why? Why don't you want to bring them in? So it's only bringing 99 transactions out of my 126 because it doesn't. Ironically, it now knows it's debit and credit from here, so you knew it already. But anyway,
A few moments later.
27. What is that? Or is that how they're imported? I'm sure they're going to bring them all in. There's no way. 126. Come on, you can do this. All right, fair play. 126 come through. Just give me a warning. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So now we're in a position now where we can start bringing this information in. And as the end user, I now have the ability to go through and basically categorize these transactions. Don't listen to the fact that it says reconcile. You're not reconciling at this point. You're categorizing. So I can choose what the account's going to be. Now this is going to be income, so I'm going to put sales. And yeah, I'm happy with that. A who in. Without a who, I can't press OK, which is whatever. Right, okay, that's him. Company's house, so let's say that that's company's house. Why it couldn't just do that for me, I don't know, but yeah, I've got to type that in apparently. And then from here, I can choose account, so let's say sundry. Okay. Let's choose another one then. Let's choose something related to it. It's not really helping me, right? Like it's just giving me a list. I mean, general expenses will do. Press OK. As you can see, that's my process. So I have to go line by line, each individual item, and add them in. And the most important thing you can do in any of these ones, especially to be MTD compliant, is to go through that process. Now, it's a little bit of a what you call it on this one as well, because once I've done that, In this particular one, I now need to gross up the income. So imagine I've gone through and added all these. In fairness to them, there is a cash coding section, which I've heard, would be a much quicker way of doing things. So for example, I could do all my Shopify ones, right? So I could do it by description, and this would be much quicker, right? There's my QuickBooks ones. Let's go in, apply rule maybe. So instead of having to go through these individually, I don't know why it's asking me tax rates. I've already said I'm not got VAT on, but anyway, they're there because things like that can confuse people, right? So let's say it's there. I can save and reconcile. 2 were saved and reconciled. They're not reconciled at all, but they're in, and go from there. Now, what I would love to see is, if you tick like all of these ones, this is eBay income, right? I would love to be able to go in and say, yeah, eBay. And that goes down there. Cool. Sales. And it goes through from there. That to me is the quickest and easiest way of putting things like this in, right? And then you can go through and you can put them all in like that. So, in fairness, doing it this way, I probably could get them quite quickly in. Fees. Oh, you have to tick all of them, I think, to make it activate that, maybe. I don't know. Why is it adding 20% when I'm not VAT registered now? I've said I'm not VAT registered. And why is it not put them all down there? I don't know. Anyway, there's some of them were able to go in somewhere. Why it's adding VAT when I'm not VAT registered? It's incorrect. I've said I wasn't VAT registered. Why is it adding it or whatever? But yeah, so the idea here is you're kind of building that as you're going through, and you're in there. Now, think about it. There's only 115 transactions. There's not a lot of transactions here. But I would recommend you have, an hour to get it in, out, like set up your rules and get it done cleanly and all that sort of stuff. And maybe I'm being really pessimistic there. Maybe it will take half an hour, right? Whatever it's going to do. But that's your process through there. But again, once you've gone to that, then you're going to have to go through the grossing up procedure. For the client to do it, what would you recommend them? Manual journal? That sounds scary, if I'm honest. Like, asking them to gross up the income using manual journals is a little bit scary, but there's the option there. Don't forget as well, we have access to the other solution when here called HubDoc. So we could, encourage them to download a solution called HubDoc to their phone, and they can take photos, bring that sort of information in. Great. Let's compare that to QuickBooks Sole Trader, right? So first of all, let's go and do the same thing. I've added the bank account. Let's upload the bank account. Let's find the file. Let's put it in there. Let's press continue. Let's call it just business. Let's call it bank. Call it current. Press continue. Yes, it is. How many columns show amount? So I have the option here. Is it 1 or 2? So it doesn't really matter which one I use on this, to be honest, right? I'm going to do the 2 just because I wasn't able to do that on the last one. And I just need to choose what the date format's going to be. So my date's there. I can say, what's my description? Well, that's details. That's fine. And then I can say money received is credit. Money received is debit. Always make sure, just by quickly looking at the file, right, and having a look at it. Debit is a spent, credit is money received, just to make sure you got the right way around, which it has. And then press continue. And all I'm going to do is say, I want all of them in. You have the opportunity to see if you've gone the right way around. Yeah, cool. Press continue. Press yes. All those transactions have gone in. So much more easier to work with, in my opinion. That just flew straight through. I was given more options to make sure I got it right, wrong, etc., etc. Now that the transactions are being imported into QuickBooks, though, it's going to do something a bit different to what Xero did. Xero did just brought them all in, and then you had to either use cash coding or you had to use the other solution to kind of get them in individually. On here, though, I press OK, go to my transactions, and basically they're done. They're already auto-categorized. So an hour, half an hour, whatever that figure was in your Xero world, done already here. Now, yeah, you're going to want to go through. So yes, it's put sales and sales and sales, and maybe you're going to want to go through because it's put Royal Mail to bank charges here. But if I put Royal Mail over and I want to just change them, I just click on all here, assign category, and I can add them if I need to, but maybe postage isn't here. Let's just do cost of goods for resale for this one. And I can just say done. Now, every single one of those has been changed to cost of goods resale. As quick as that. If there's any others I spot, it's my job to go through and review them, right? So I would just go through and just make sure I'm happy with them. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Probably change that one again. So, you know, pick which ones I'm picking. Tick the box. Sign category. If I've got a subscription, great. Computer equipment, something like that. Whatever it's going to be, change them there. Job done. Now, if I was going to do these manually as well, the nice thing is it has a suggested column for me as well. So if I was manually going through updating these, which I have the ability to do, then I'm going to have the option to go through and manually update them. Also, when it comes to that grossing up feature, I could do them individually, so I can click into them and I could, you know, go in and say, you know what, I want to split that, and I could, it has a really nice grossing up feature. So if I said I had a £5 charge on this, and let's just call it just professional fees on there. If I say that was a £5 charge on there, it will automatically up my and gross up that income automatically for me. So that's one way of doing it. Or I just do new transaction, money in for £500 of fees, expense £500 fees, and get that done straight away and put that through from there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is designed to be so much more user friendly. Getting the information out there. I've got all these lovely cash flow forecasting tools. I've got opportunity to look at invoicing and everything else, which in fairness Xero has as well, but restricted only 10 invoices, if you remember. But I can also, here I do have a suite of reporting. So we're matching on those features, right? But what we're not matching on though, is that in product, I can take photos using my app. We do have HubSpot in Xero, so you kind of have that, but it's just a bit more clunky to set up. You've got to set them up with a HubSpot account, etc. And it has mileage as well built in here. And then from a taxes point of view, you click on the taxes, you view your estimates from here, and when it's time to come doing your MTD, you file from there. And in the Xero side of things, I'll go accounting, I believe. No, business, sorry. And from business, I can...
A few moments later.
Maybe I can't. I was expecting to see the... I don't know, it's too complicated by the looks of it, but there should be a feature somewhere where I can go in and see the same feature as this. So, and that's what it's all about, right? But the idea is though that 120 odd transactions I had to put in instantly into QuickBooks, do a bit of reviewing, maybe spend 5 minutes on that, and I am absolutely spot on, ready to file for MTD. On Xero, you're looking at considerably more. So that's why, for me, this QuickBooks Simple isn't quite a new solution. It's just a cheaper version of the full version of Xero. And the full version of Xero is a brilliant product, but it's not a intuitive product designed to make MTD easier, right? Realistically, what we were expecting, what we wanted, is them to bring out a new version. Now, ironically, they had that. It was called the Xero Go not long ago. I love that product. I thought that was a really cool product. And they needed that to kind of show what QuickBooks Sole Trader was about. Because if I'm honest, QuickBooks Sole Trader has no competition at this point in time. Like, it really is just its own product, stand by itself, really simple, really user-friendly, really easy to use. And it's the easiest one to recommend for MTD. Yeah, Xero has this new cheaper option. But if you're going to send more than 10 invoices, you can't use it anyway, right? And yeah, I don't know. I feel like you've got a lot of teaching, and for the people who are going into MTD for the first time, majority of them have never used software. They've been software adverse, right? And the reason they're software adverse is because they felt like it was overwhelming. They felt like it was difficult. Now, though, we've got to go through and we've got to kind of go through each individual transaction, and you're causing work for them, right? You're causing them to do it. Now, both of them do have mobile phone applications, so you can get the mobile phone and you could do it from here. But again, the QuickBooks Sole Trader one is just so much more sleek and simple, because guess what? It's designed to be straightforward and simplistic. Whereas the Xero one, well, it's the same Xero account we've always used, so it doesn't really give us anything extra on board. But that's it. That's my opinion on it. Let me know in the comments below. Am I being too harsh? Is simple got anything else I'm missing to simplify things? Like, why call it simple when it isn't any simpler. Have I missed something? Yes, it's got Jax. So yeah, you've got the opportunity to use Jax in there as well, which is the AI comparison. Intuit Assist is on its way to Sole Trade as well. So at some point they're going to have them as comparison. But yeah, I would be interested to see what you guys think. I'd love to know your opinions on this. So let me know in the comments below. If at all this video has been useful, don't forget to use that like and subscribe button. And that way you can make sure you're first to see whenever other updates or software comes along that could help you in your world of maybe MTD or anything to do with your business. If you like anything to do with the world of accounting software, you're already in the right place. So like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Hello and welcome to this new series. Hello and welcome to this video. 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 Right, let's get it set. Let's do this.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yes, I'm aware we go live every Monday.
The next generation is about everyone else that missed it.
Yeah. So current. All right, you've told us what you love about the industry, but what would you change about the industry?
Where do I start?
During that period of time, where did everyone turn to? Their accountant, right? Their advisor, the bookkeeper, and you all did phenomenal work for small business.